Today in this video I'm going to show you the user management of the Stahl equipment portal. The right to do the user management is assigned to you via your contact person from Stahl. And if you want to add further colleagues or delete former colleagues, the user management is the tool to do this. You get the right to enter the backend, which we are going to show today, from your Stahl contact person, and you can enter the URL if you just go on the equipment portal and then add /backend, then you get to this mask. So we are now going to log in. And the first thing I want to show you is where you are. Like over here, you see all the users that are assigned to my organization, which is currently Lysander Technology AB. Therefore, I see 4 pages of users that are within my own organization. You might have fewer or more users which belong to your organization. So you don't see anybody else's users. Over here is the menu. In this case, I have 2 menu points available. This is restricted to the rights your contact person gives you. In the user management, you only need the menu users. And first, before we dive into the user management, I want to show you a little bit around in the backend. Like over here, you can change your language. And here is the user profile. Of course, the logout is right next to it. But in the user profile, you can, for example, change your user details, the password, and also set up the two-factor authentication. Here's the 4 steps to do so. I'm not going to do it right now because I want to show you the user management. Okay, yes. Over here I have, as I said, an overview over all my users that are within my organization. I can search for it and filter it. In this example, for example, the ones that are also having the right to do the user management. Also, I can just search for a name, for example, my colleague, and then I see his account. But you can always search for whatever you want. This is just an overview. So when I want to add a new user, I'm going to click on this one, on add new, and then I'm taking a name. Language, this defines what language the email is going to have, whether it's English or German. And then I will quickly enter some test email. This organization defines in which organization your user will be. It's a 99% of time it's the same organization you are having, and most of the time you only have the one organization available. But the functional location, you can define whether this user should have, like for example over here, if I'm taking Lysander, the whole Lysander, which is defined over here. So the user is going to get all the functional locations which are within this customer, or I only want him to see one functional location, like over here. I'm going to assign this one, and if I'm clicking on create now, I hope the email is coming. Yeah, it's right here. Now this email was sent because of my invitation I just entered with you in this video. So over here we have the German version and the English version. You have to confirm registration, and then I will just enter my new password, accept the general terms. Also here I have to accept, otherwise I won't get in. No, I don't want to save the password. And now, as you can see, I have logged in with my new account, which we just added together. And as you see, we added it to the functional location Lysander Technology AB 1, which is only one functional location within the whole customer Lysander Technology. Um, Okay, so now we added a new customer, and now we have a look at the user details. So this is the user we just added. Over here we see when you just what I did is just clicking on it. I searched for the user via email and then just clicked on it. Over here, I can change the name, for example. The language should be set by the user. So once I set into English, as you saw in the equipment portal, it is also in English. That's defined by the language. But once it's set, once the user logs in, he should change it on his own. So over here it's just optional. Um, you can inactivate the user if you don't want him to enter the equipment portal anymore, just to deny access. I will quickly show you. Back to users. If I now search for it, the active button is now red, so he can't access the equipment portal. If I then go on the tab groups, I see what rights this user has in the equipment portal. In this case, it's only read-only. You see over here what he can do and what he can't do. Most in read only, this is only read functionalities. He can't write or create any equipment or edit any equipment. But I want to give him this user more rights to do so. So I give him Schreibenbasis, which means write rights. So I'm just going to add this one, and now if I'm quickly activating back and he has the writing rights, then I can here write or edit the equipment and just change anything I want as a user. So over here it's just a sidebar, what's visible to this, since that's not really important for most of the users. Also, you most of the time you only have the menu users, but the tab customers is important because over here you can either change the organization or add some further functional locations. We are going to add some functional locations over here, for example, the Bad Überkingen functional location. If I click on summation of key figures, it will change to false. And this means that this user can see all the functional locations that are below this one. Most of the time you want him or her to see every functional location which is below this functional location. So most of the time it's true. And also I can delete, like over here, some functional location. We are going to have a look in the portal how it looks like. Right now, you see it's only Bad Überkingen left in the portal for this user we just changed. Okay, so now we edited the user, we inactivated it, we changed roles and rights, we had the overview. What's going to come next is, for example, the user leaves the organization and we want to delete the user. You can do so over here. Just click on delete. And when you do so, you will get an email with a confirmation of log deletion file. So it confirms that the user is deleted. And that's basically it. If you have any further questions, just look in our help center, help.karlstahl.com. You can see over here the backend, the management tool, and click right into different topics. If you have any further questions about the user management, you can just click through it or search, for example, delete user, and you will get to the page and find every information you might need.